The reading that I'm going to do now is a career path reading, and we are going to focus on what is blocking my path. Yeah, so in terms of your career, what is blocking you from achieving your first potential? So I'm just going to shuffle the cards a bit. Okay, so we have two cards here. The first card that came up is from the Major Arcana, and it is the Wheel of Fortune. So, looking at this card, there is a lot of yellow, there is a lot of red, and there is a lot of blue. And there's also white as well, if you want to include that. So it's root chakra energy, it is solar plexus energy, and it is throat chakra energy. And if you want to include the white, that is also crown chakra energy. On this wheel, we have, okay, so we've got the wheel. The Wheel of Fortune is a wheel of choice. So we have all of these different choices that we could make. So my first impression here is that basically the thing that is blocking you on your career path right now is you just have too much choice. There are too many options. Yeah, there is this wheel and it has these different options around it. You have 8 options on this wheel, and then there's a further 8 options inside the wheel. Yeah, so you can look at it and go, there's 8 options or there's 16 options depending on which way you want to read the card. Okay, so you have all of these options and it's a bit overwhelming and you don't know which one to pick, which one to home in on, because there are too many possibilities, and so it feels like a bit like a Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is you spin the wheel, lucky dip, lucky dip, lucky dip. Where is the wheel going to end up? Wherever it lands is wherever you go. That's kind of how you feel at the moment, that maybe that should be your best approach. You should just spin the wheel, see what happens, and go for it. On this card, the wheel is being held up by a creature who looks a bit demonic. Yeah, so it's a bit like hell, devil, whatever, bad energy is holding this wheel up on its back. It's floating this wheel up there. It's floating all of the options in front of you and confusing you and tempting you. It's like a wheel of temptation. And then on the top sits this blue sphinx who is holding like the sword of truth. So this sword of truth is like, you know, the truth will out. Yeah. And there's 4 like statues, gargoyles around the edge of the card. Yeah, which is like your intuition. So there's 4 of them, so they're kind of like they're grounded like the legs of a table, and they symbolize different things, different aspects of learning and knowledge. So this is like the different areas of study, the different books that you have read, the different courses you have taken. This is like about the kind of like the research and the intellectual pursuits, like they're up in the clouds. Yeah, so it's like this is all the intellectual research and the stuff that you have invested in your career, and that you have kind of pulled into being in order to help you to make better decisions and be on a better path. There's a snake kind of like slithering in the background as well, which is also making me think of the Garden of Eden and the Tree of Knowledge, and the snake is like, you know, the tempter, the temptation as well. So it's like, and then the wheel in the middle is like red, so we could say that's like the apple off the tree of knowledge, and it's being held up by the devil. So it's kind of like the big issue here in this card, the thing that is blocking you is the fact that you have too many choices and too many options, and it's, you're seeing them as great things, all of these options, all of these possibilities. It's like, oh wow, I have so many things I could choose from. This is an amazing thing. I have so many gifts or talents or interests, so you know, I could go down any of these roads and which to pick. And you're seeing this as a positive thing. But in this card, it's actually showing you that it is coming across in your life, regardless of whether it's a positive thing or not, having all of these skills and having all of these interests in your life right now, it is coming across as a negative thing, because it is overwhelming you and it is confusing you and it is muddying the water. And so it is like the forbidden fruit. It's kind of like this it's tempting you, yeah. And it's coming from a lower energetic space. And what you need to do is rise above it all and sit on top of all of that stuff, and pull out your sword of truth to cut through all of the bullshit, and get right down to the core. What is the core of you? What is the core of what you do, of what you're interested in, of who you are and who you want to be? What is that, your core truth? Not all of the stuff that you have accumulated that has kind of like muddied it. It's like if you strip yourself back to your core, to your roots, yeah, like, and you kind of sit there and you think, right, as a child, yeah, when you were little, before nobody told you what you could and couldn't do, what did you want to do? Who did you want to be? What is the answer to that question? Yeah, and it might be something completely ridiculous. There might be something so far removed from what you're doing right now or what you think you want to be doing in the future that you think, how is this relevant? But it will be relevant, yeah, because it's like, if you wanted to be like, okay, for example, when I was younger, I wanted to be a baker, yeah, to start off with. I was going to have a bakery shop with my best friend, and we were going to bake bread. And it was going to be a beautiful bakery shop. It was going to have, like, you know, the wooden eaves inside. It was going to be in a thatched building, and we were going to live above it with our families. So we would work together and live together, and everything would be great. Okay, then another idea that I had was I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a pop star. I wanted to be a singer, that was where I thought I should be. That was what I should be at. And another idea I had was I wanted to be a fashion designer. Okay, so they're all quite different, yeah. And then as I kind of like grew up and matured, the things that I actually became were, I became a web designer, but I was building like animated sites and beautiful sites. So it wasn't all like coding and programming and all of that stuff, and they weren't stereotypical websites. They were really like creative and innovative websites. Then I became a writer, and I became a magazine publisher and founder and everything, and then I became a therapist. Okay, so kind of different things, yeah, but what do they all have in common? They are all really creative. So right from the start, I was an artist, yeah. Baking bread is really creative. You're an artist in the kitchen. Bread baking is really, really difficult. You have to get it right. You have to get it exactly right. And, you know, there's the very thin margin between success and failure there. Then, you know, to be a singer, that's creative. You're being an artist, writing your own songs, singing them, performing, creative, yeah. Being a fashion designer, massively creative, yeah. Totally and utterly, you're an artist. Being a web designer, I was an artist there. Being a writer, I was an artist there. Publishing the magazine, well, it was an arts magazine. It was like art for healing, yeah, so it was all about art therapy, so that was art. And then therapy is massively creative, yeah, especially the way that I use therapy. It's like, it's intuitive. You're building it in the moment, and you're redesigning it and repackaging it for every single client that comes to you, yeah. It's like no two sessions are the same. It's completely different. it is completely original and unique in the moment. It's not, you can't duplicate it, because it's like it happens in flow, in the moment, intuitively. That's really creative. And so like, so the needle was always pointing in the same direction, yeah, but it teetered around a little bit because there were different roads of creativity, but essentially it was creativity, and every single thing that I actually ended up doing fine-tuned itself down into what I do now, and it was all useful and relevant, and it all kind of like, it all built that one big house. No brick was irrelevant, no brick was useless. So think back to your childhood and think back to what you wanted to do, and write down, like I've just listed to you, write down a list of who you wanted to be, what you wanted to do, and ignore all of the comments that came around that. You know, like I had, there were many comments like about my career dreams when I was little. No, you can't possibly do that, don't be ridiculous, blah 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 blah, all of those things. Yeah, it's like we all get them, or most of us get them, you know. So forget about all of that stuff and just focus on what you actually dreamt about doing, what you wanted to do along the way. Don't judge it about success and failure. Just look at the desire that came out of your heart. Write those things down, and then find the line, yeah, the common line that goes through all of them, and that will help you pick off this wheel what you are supposed to be doing. Yeah, like if it says, for example, like me, that you're a creative person, then you'll be like, oh, that's the one, like that's the key creative thing on my wheel of possibilities. Okay, I'm going to take that venture, and fine tune it and cut through all of the other stuff with your sword of truth, and you will unblock yourself from where you are currently stuck. And then the next card that I pulled, which is the kind of like how to move forwards and what you will achieve if you follow the wheel of fortune, is the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is a really positive card. It's a really great card. It's like the Ten of Cups. Cups is all about love and romance and friendship and community and, you know, self-love as well. So like personal well-being and personal happiness. And this card is like, you know, the Ten of Cups. It's a really bountiful card. It's like there's lots of cups, and in this picture it's like there's a rainbow. Your cups are up in the rainbow, and they are shining and gleaming and sparkling and full of light. And underneath that rainbow you are standing, and you are like part of a happy family. Yeah, there's like a man and a woman with their arms around each other. They are united, they are working in harmony together. Both of their arms are like raised, mirroring each other. And then they have two little children on the floor, a boy and a girl, who are kind of like mirroring back again. It's like that energy of their younger selves dancing on the floor next to their older selves. And in the background there's a beautiful house, you know, there's a stream, there's a beautiful green landscape, and it's kind of like they have it all. They have achieved everything. They have their dream. They have their heart's desire. It's like they've got their happy family. They, you know, in the cliched sense, it's like they have the 2.4 kids in the house with the white picket fence. It's like you've met your perfect union, and you have your idea of a perfect family, whether that's like a goldfish, a dog, a horse, or actual children. And the children could also be like a career baby. Yeah, so the children do not have to be actual children or actual animals. The child could be a career baby. So your career could be, you know, your two little children like spinning around on the floor. But it's like if you manage to face and overcome this obstacle and pick something from this damn wheel of fortune, yeah, this is what lies in your future. It's like everything that you have dreamed of and hoped for and worked towards, yeah, all of your life will be yours if you face that one last block, which is just picking and sticking to it and not allowing hype and the mass of information to sweep in and distract you from your path. There's so much information out there these days. There are so many different options. There are so many different roads that you could travel. So many different courses that you could do, so many different things that you could commit to, so many things you could try out. It is overwhelming, and it's really hard to get confused, and it's really easy to get stuck and to think that you have to learn this, that and the other before you can actually start walking your path and talking your talk. And that's not true at all. It's like you can begin now exactly where you are. You do not need to learn anything else. You can if you wish to, but you do not need to, because the people that you will attract, like you will attract people who are one step behind you on your journey. So people that are like one step ahead of you or 5 steps ahead of you will not be attracted to you. So you don't need to reach them, and you don't need to serve them. The only people you need to serve are the people who are like one or several steps behind you on your journey, yeah, because you will be energetically matched, and those people will be drawn towards you because you are a mirror to them, but you are like a positive mirror that could help them because you know a little bit more. Or maybe you know the same amount of stuff as them, but you just know a different amount of stuff, or you know exactly the same, but you can hold up a mirror and reflect back to them what they need to hear and what they need to know, because it's very hard to help unstick yourself and to change your own life. But it's a lot easier if somebody independent to you, separate to you, with an unbiased agenda holds up that mirror and basically shines you back at you. Yeah. So you can do this. You have all the information you need. All you have to do is pick something now. Do not doubt yourself any longer. Do not deliberate. Move, make a choice, and things will start changing and shifting for you. And it's all about just avoid the temptation of choice and of consumerism and, you know, having to gain more qualifications and more experience and all of this stuff. No, just start right now, stick your foot in, try it out, and you will grow and you will continue to learn upon that journey. But it's just get moving, and then this will be in your future, which is, after all, what most of us want. So I wish you luck with that, and joy on your journey, and I hope to see you back here on another adventure very soon. Please like this video if you like it, subscribe to my channel if you would like to join me on another journey, and visit my website lemonrosepetals.com, or my Instagram page, account, whatever you call it, Lemon Rose Petals, if you would like to find out more about me, if you would like me to make a video based on a question that you might have, or if you would like to book a private consultation with me. So yeah, lemonrosepetals.com is my website, and you can find all of my other places. There are links from my website to all of them. And I look forward to seeing you back here again soon. Bye.